Hey guys, welcome back to our channel where we break down the law in simple terms for everyone. I'm Ben, a lawyer based in Singapore, and today we are tackling a pressing issue that many people face: how to deal with debt collectors if they harass you. Now, debt collection can be a stressful experience, especially if the debt collectors are using aggressive or harassing tactics. It is important to know your rights and how to handle these situations legally and effectively. Let's understand what constitutes harassment by debt collectors. Harassment can include frequent late-night phone calls, threats of violence, abusive language, and even public shaming. If you're experiencing any of these, here are the steps you can take. Number 1, stay calm and document everything. Keep a detailed record of all interactions. Note down the dates, the times, and the nature of each incident. This documentation can be crucial if you need to take legal action later. Remember, staying calm is key. Don't let their tactics intimidate you into acting impulsively. In Singapore, debt collectors are regulated by the Credit Collection Association of Singapore. They must follow a code of ethics which prohibit harassment and abusive practices. If a debt collector violates this code, they will be dealt with in accordance with its disciplinary procedures. You can visit the website of the Credit Collection Association to familiarize yourself with these guidelines. Knowing your rights empowers you to stand up against harassment. If you are tuning in from overseas, find out if debt collectors in your state or country are regulated and whether they are bound by a code of ethics. The code in Singapore has a specific provision that specifically deals with debt collection visits and imposes several obligations which every debt collection company must follow. Number 1, debt collection companies have to provide adequate training to field debt collectors. Field debt collectors are the ones who go and knock on the door. The companies have to provide adequate training to field collectors to ensure that all visits are performed in accordance with the law and the code. Number 2, debt collection companies have to provide field collectors with appropriate identification, which should be offered to customers at the first opportunity and made available upon request. Number 3, debt collectors must always act in a respectful and courteous manner. Next, debt collectors should not enter the premises even when requested to do so by the occupant or the debtor. Number 5, debt collectors are required to maintain accurate records of all visits undertaken and properly record any assertion that the person being visited is not the debtor and promptly report this to the client. I once acted for a defendant in a high court civil suit where a company was sued, a company was sued for a loan given to the company. The plaintiff won the case because there really isn't much of a defense if you legitimately borrow money from people and cannot pay. The plaintiff won the case, but instead of taking out enforcement proceedings against the company who is the defendant, that means instead of seizing the company's assets, instead of freezing the company's bank account and take the money, instead of bankrupting the company, so instead of taking out enforcement proceedings, the plaintiff sent debt collectors to the house of the director of the company to harass him to pay the debt, which she is not allowed to because directors and shareholders are not responsible for a company's debts. The company is a separate legal entity. It's called the corporate veil. You can watch one of my earlier videos. So as a result, I had to help my client, who's the director of the defendant company, get a protection order against her, and it cost quite a lot of money. I will now discuss the steps after you have familiarized yourself with your local laws. First, if you really did incur the debt, contact the creditor to discuss an installment payment plan if you cannot pay a lump sum due to financial difficulty. If you can show proof of your financial hardship, people will be more willing to, allow you time to repay your debt. Step 2, if the creditor refuses and the harassment continues, send a cease and desist letter to the debt collector asking them to stop contacting you. Clearly state that their behavior is unacceptable and request that all future communications be in writing. You can download an online template, or if you want to appear more ferocious, you can pay a law firm to write a cease and desist letter for you, which will probably cost a few $100s. Now, make sure you send the cease and desist letter via registered mail and keep a copy for your records. Step 3. If the harassment persists, report the debt collector to the Credit Collection Association or the police. Your detailed records will support your case. Filing a report can lead to an investigation and potentially stop the harassment. If the situation escalates, move on to step 4. Seek help from a lawyer. They can provide legal advice tailored to your specific case, and if necessary, take legal action on your behalf. Under the Protection from Harassment Act, you can file for an expedited protection order if you are experiencing harassment. This court order can provide immediate relief and legal protection against the debt collector. And I have good news for you. You can file the application for the expedited protection order by yourself on the Community Justice and Tribunal Systems website, and you don't need a lawyer to do it. You will have to provide evidence of the harassment, such as emails, blogs, WhatsApp messages, websites, photographs, CCTV footage, and any other proof of the harassment. Thanks for watching this video. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and share your experiences and questions in the comments below. Remember, knowledge is power, and we are here to empower you. Until next time, stay informed and stay safe.